Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being here. And we're going to get things underway, and I know people are going to be trickling in as we go on. This is going to be sort of a brief roundtable, open discussion that we want to have with you guys, with some of these industry experts and friends of ours. We're so grateful to have them all. So before we get started, I want to get some thoughts from each of these guys on the topic of building your DJ business, what it takes, what things you should be considering, what things you should be getting involved in, things like that. And then we want to open the floor to discussion with you guys, quick question and answer session with these guys. This is a fantastic opportunity to get in front of guys like this, so make sure you take advantage of it, because we want to make sure that everything works well for you. And then of course we want to get to the open bar. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jeffrey Short with Chauvet DJ, and it's been a thrill for us to be with you up here and down on the floor with these seminar series. This has really been an honor to be with you guys and imparting some of this. So we want to thank these guys. Thank you very much. So can I get a nice round of applause, please? And I know Randy Bartlett would be against that, but I do want to acknowledge these guys. And ask you guys to put your hands together for Big Daddy Sean McKee. This is Robert Arthur from Southern California. This is Jeff Green, who you know, who just addressed you guys, and of course DJ Mikey Mike. So why don't we start? Sean, let's start with you, and tell us what you think about the DJ business in general. What should these people know? What is some of your experiences in terms of businesses that are mobile entertainment businesses that are starting out their own? They want to grow based on what you know and people that you're associated with.
First of all, welcome. How many people were here for the very first time doing anything mobile beat, any convention, anything like that? Welcome, congratulations, you're doing the right thing. One of the things you got to remember is now, because of modern technology, you can't just be a DJ anymore. You are not a DJ, you are an entertainer. The wiki and all the rest of that goes, that's wonderful. If you can mix it. They don't want to see that, they don't want to hear that at a wedding. They want to hear the songs that they know, and they want to hear the mixes that they know. But to get your business, one of the things is, I'm going to be starting my own new division in the company I've been with for 21 years, BD Productions. I've been waiting for that for a while. Younger people, getting them to do the work is the toughest thing in the world, because all they want is money. They don't care about anything else. They want to get up there, they want to do this, and they want to get paid for it before they do anything else. The interviewing process you get for kids, first of all, don't put it up on Craigslist, because you're going to get 1,000 people that are going to respond to it, and you might get 2 that are qualified for it. There's ways to go. Boys and girls schools, whatever. But just know you got to focus, because every other block there is another DJ company. Growing your company, grow it the right way. Learn the ins and outs, learn your ABCs, and listen to these guys and anybody else that you can listen to. Buy the stuff. I'm tired of seeing on Facebook, well, these guys come in here and they're selling their wares. Guess what? They work their asses off to get where they are and to help you learn. They're not here for themselves. They're already up at the top. These guys are already at the top of the mountain. At the top of the mountain. They're here to make you better. You just got to open your mind. And a friend of mine from Chicago, free your mind and your ass will follow. Open your mind, folks. Let the sun shine in. There's a 3-letter word that somebody mentioned before, I can't remember who, ego. Everybody has an ego in this business. If they don't, you're out of your mind. But make sure you have an ego only when the music's playing. And if it wasn't for them, meaning our brides and grooms, bar mitzvahs, kinses, corporate, whatever it is, we would be nothing. None of this is about us. It's about everybody else. Again, you can't be just the DJ. Take it one step at a time. Don't try to reach for the stars by going from here to here, because there's in-between steps that you have to take. Learn. Learn from if you have a friendly competitor in your area, a friendly competitor, talk to them, share with them, because None of this stuff is rocket science, guys. It's really not. It's all about making people smile and making people happy for the 5 or 6 hours that we are in that room with them. Because each and every day, I sound like Billy Graham, each and every day they tell us the world sucks. For 5 hours, we got to let them know that the world doesn't suck. Learn from these people.
I would say, if you listen to some of the speakers earlier today, the first thing you want to do is write your goals down, what you want to do, how big you want to be, figure out what your passion is, what you're good at, take a personality profile. They talked about that earlier today. I happen to be an expert in a thing called True Colors, which is very similar to the DISC program. So if you want to talk to me, feel free to talk to me after this. I can explain that. That helps you with sales. It helps you with figuring out what you're strong in, what you're weak in, and then who your first hire should be if you're brand new in this. Who should you hire first? Should it be a clerical person, a salesperson, a warehouse manager, etc., etc. When I'm looking for talent, I take out ads everywhere. What I do is I have a 3-month DJ training school. I take out an ad, and then I do an audition, and it's probably a 3-hour night where we bring in about 40 people. And then from that audition, we invite them to be in our training school. And then from there, we probably bring in about 15 people, and out of those 15, seven of them graduate. Sure. Invisible Touch, Southern California, been in business since 1986, 27 years doing this. We do about 500 events a year, mainly weddings, corporate events, bar and bat mitzvahs. Good friends with this guy right here. And I have about 15 MCs, 10 DJs, 10 lighting personnel, and about 10 dancers. So pretty big staff, and we're in Irvine, about 20 minutes from Disneyland. And we're constantly trying to come up with new ideas, new things, and bringing in new people. My staff now, age range is 16 all the way to 52. 16 to 52, average age of my MCs is about 28. So we're constantly keeping it fresh, new, bringing in people that know technology. That's important nowadays. If you don't bring in staff that know technology, you're going to be dead. You will not stay in business. So you have to stay with the age. I think that's what everyone's saying today as well. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Jeff Green, of course, 84 West Studios. It's our current branding of our name. Our corporate name is Party Time DJs Inc., which has been for 35 years this year. 1979 is when we first started the business. So we've been ahead of it before most people in our market. There was only 20 in the entire state of Florida incorporated when we incorporated in 1979. There's a total of 20 of us in the state. We're the only company still in existence. Pool was around back then. Now, I look at it differently. I'm a business kind of person. I grew up in a family of professionals, and I was always encouraged to carve my own path. And so I chose this because I like music. I have a passion for entertainment, music, and dancing. And for whatever reason, I chose this. It's actually my second business. I started this at 15. It's my second company. My first company I started at 10 years of age. So I've always been entrepreneurial. And I love this as a passion. I've since had several other companies that ran concurrently with this company running. But to me, the business is a business. It's not a maybe a fun, pleasurable business, but it's not a hobby. I take it very seriously. One of the things that's important to me is that the people who work with me are protected as well. I look at it, I want to protect my business and my industry, and I want to protect it not only for me, but for the others who are like me in this business. So those of us who look at this as, this is my livelihood. If you can say, this is how I am making my living. I'm not, you heard me mention earlier, the school teacher doing it part-time or something like that. No, this is my business. I'm engulfed in this, and you might be somewhere associated with the business, but this is the business you're in. And if you are making your living in this business, you should be protective of what you do and how you grow your business, and be very concerned, and not fearful, but concerned and not very proud of people who are trying to bring you down. So you want to build yourself up, you want to build up your brand, you want to make it the best it can be so that you have a loyalty in the industry. But also remember, it's a business. And there are people, as you grow your company, when you get a company to a large size like we have, with a lot of people, not only people that are full-time in the office, but people who are working outside, and they may be part-time. By the way, the whole part-time thing, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that the core of the business needs to be, if it's your full-time thing, you need to protect that. Having people work for you who are part-time DJs or photographers or videographers or whatever the case might be, that's perfectly fine. But you need to protect your core of your business, because if these people decide to come and go, I mean, you know, somebody goes to Costco and buys a camera and decides they're going to call themselves a photographer. They may have been a hobbyist and they may actually be very talented. You may be able to use that talent to help your company grow. But always remember that if they do a good job and they represent you well and help you grow your brand, they're going to get more business as a result. And the whole point of them working for you is to help build a brand for themselves, for them working for you and helping build your brand. But it trickles down to everybody else, because everybody who's involved has a livelihood to depend on. So don't be afraid. This is a business first. I've heard some people, actually recently, a consultant said to me, well, so you're not really a DJ or photographer or video or entertainment or planning services or production services, right? You're really a sales organization is what you are. You know, you sell these services. You do the services too, but you're primarily a sales organization. And I was like trying to hold on to that. No, we are a production company. We do these things. And then I kind of had to break away from that and realize, look at it from the outside. Yes, we are a sales organization. Our primary job is selling a service. Okay, that's number one, because if you don't have a sale, you can't do the work. So look at it that way. Look at it as a business and realize that your job is to sell events. Your job is to get business and to sell events. You can get the people, whether you're doing it yourself, if you're a smaller company, or whether you build it up to you have a whole bunch of people working for you. You can get the people to do the work for you. Whether you choose to be just the jobber, so to speak, where you're just taking sales and totally contracting everything out, that is a model that will work. But your brand is still has that company, and you got to be that, be whole. So first and foremost, remember this is a business. Be passionate about loving and doing your business and what parts you enjoy, but also remember it's a business. At the end of the day, you have to still have your life, and you still have to love what you do and be able to go home and not have a heart attack because you're letting the business drive your life. Thank you.
Hey, DJ Mikey Mike with Direct Sound, and doing it from scratch. I've been doing this for about 38 years now, and I am not a big company. I got 3 employees, me, myself, and I. Seriously, and I do pretty much everything. Multiple full-time jobs, right? And I do things a little bit different than these guys up on the panel. I've been still doing it successfully for a long time, and I'm still learning today. I come to these events to learn, to capture what these guys are saying, and I've seen over the last 6 or 7 years since I've been coming to Mobile Beat and all the other DJ industry events out there that have completely changed my business and my mindset to actually be able to make more money. Because I'm a gearhead, okay? I love to DJ. I started mixing and scratching in high school and I continued into clubs and different things like that. Really, I would work for free because I just love to DJ. Then all of a sudden I started making money at it and I go, wow, I have a full-time day job and I love to DJ at night. And I'm making probably about the same amount of money DJing and doing my full-time day job. Well, I like that amount of income. So I have 2 full-time jobs. Okay, I'm not saying I'm a part-time DJ. I'm a full-time DJ. Okay, I just happen to do it full-time on the opposite side of my day job. Okay, I'm passionate about my day job. I love it. I would probably rather do nothing else, but I'm so passionate about DJing. I got to do it. I try to help the industry out in ways to do things and save the DJ industry money, time, and think outside the box. I do little things called do it from scratch. Anybody seen my DJ tutorials, do it from scratch? Okay, so I take something, I'm good with my hands, and I can, help you build a road case, or help you build a new cool light, or some kind of flashy thing, right? Wow, ooh, cool, right? But everybody has to start somewhere. I started with twisting wires together and putting a little piece of electrical tape and hanging from the ceiling and hopefully nothing caught on fire. But that's what I knew. And from there I go, ooh, I got zapped. Ooh, I shouldn't do that again, right? And I trial and error, right? That's how I learn, trial and error. So you guys getting educated, you can learn from my mistakes and everyone else's and go, wow, this is how you get to this level. I wish I could get to this level, okay? I have other things on my plate that doesn't allow me to do that, and that's not exactly where I want to go. So that's my option, okay? But everybody has to start somewhere. okay? I would take every piece of knowledge that you can do. And the biggest thing is practice. Don't get in front of a crowd unless you're sure of yourself, or at least have practiced and went through the motions before you actually step on that stage. Okay, no matter if it's with your MC skills, your DJ skills, your lighting presentation, okay, or if it's just for a new effect for the first time, know exactly what it's going to do before you actually present it to your guests. It'll definitely help you and take you really far, okay? And then start thinking outside the box. Don't do business as usual. Do not do business as usual. Think outside the box. Just because I do something one way and these guys do something one way, that doesn't mean you have to do it. You can be creative with social media and computers. Everybody growing up, there's a lot of really high-tech, 15, 16, 18-year-olds out there that blow me out of the water, okay? In technology, in thinking outside the box. Tap into those skills that you have and move forward from there.
Robert, you started to talk about the audition process for your employees, the DJs that work for you, and I thought that was really interesting. I'd like to hear more about, especially from people like Jeff and Robert who have multiple, multi-ops. What is it you're looking for in DJs and MCs and entertainers?
We take out an ad looking for anyone that has drama background, theater background, serving background. Have they worked as a waiter or waitress, anything like that? Do they speak different languages? We especially want someone bilingual in my market in California, so we'll put that there. And we won't tell them it's an audition. We actually tell them it's a group interview. The reason we do that is because we don't want to scare them away from coming in. I want to see all of them come in. So they come in, they fill out the application, we take them into my showroom, we sit them all down, and we have each one of them get up and do a little bio. They have to get on the microphone and introduce themselves to our group. So that first night, my goal is to find out which ones will be MC track and which ones will be DJ track. And there's going to be some that have a lot of DJ experience, and they come in and they ask if they can bring their tables, if they want to mix, and some of them I'll actually have them bring their tables because I want to see. But most of the time I'm looking for the MC, the charismatic personality. I want that kind of person working for me. And so we do that, and we go around the room, and then I kind of tell them about the company, and then I tell them that they'll be chosen into our DJ school. So we will actually choose them, and then we charge a fee for the actual DJ school for the 12 weeks. So we charge a fee for the school, and that's kind of how it works.
Years ago, we used to have a training program I used to call it HAM, which stood for Has Ability to Motivate, or hamming it up, because I kind of felt that's what we did in that season. We sort of hammed it up. You had to have that hammy personality to be able to be willing to throw yourself out before a crowd and make things happen. And it was a good program. And then over the years, tweaking things, it was sort of, and I have to say this, I'm really kind of embarrassed by this, but the fact is our existing program isn't even really existing anymore, because so much has changed in the industry between music styles and personalities and equipment and things like that. And so many DJs, because of shows like this, and nothing's wrong with it, but a lot of DJs now come to us, they have their own gear, they're independent in the sense that they want bookings, they're not looking at, some of them are looking to just supplement jobs that they get for themselves, while others are just looking to work for one company, but they have their turnkey system, if you will. They have their basic setup, and they have those tools. So it's a little harder necessarily to teach the tools. So what I do is when I interview these people, it's really more of a gut thing. I like Robert's way, and on occasion we'll do something similar. I've unfortunately called it an audition. That's probably why the attendance isn't as high. But we actually had auditions about a year ago, and I think there's like 40 or 50 people that said they were coming, and I think there was all of about 6 that showed up. So, okay. And I'm wondering, God, these guys all said they were going to be here. What happened to them? So I think it's wording might be a better way to do that. But the fact is that in our market, there's South Florida is the #1 DJ market per capita in the world. And the Electronic Industry Association bases it on mixer sales. Every DJ has one controller, the mixer, and there are more mixers sold in South Florida for domestic use than any other market in the world. Second is New York City by a 3-to-1 margin. South Florida beats that. So basically, that means everybody who moves to South Florida, whether they're coming from another country or from anywhere else, the first thing they all want to be is the next hot DJ playing in a club in South Beach. And the sad thing to that is that a lot of those guys are never going to play in a club in South Beach, but they play trance music, and guess school business or whatever. So hey, they're a DJ, they can play parties, hire me, I'll be your DJ. Some of these guys, though, they really would like to learn, and they come to us and they say, hey, you know, I'd like to work, I have some experience, I'm not good at this necessarily. So the training for us is to come, we have a showroom, and we have a DJ system in the showroom, and I will work with some of those people. I interview everybody myself, and I want to get a feel for them. So it's really a gut feeling. If I like their personality, it could go right into, great, let's get you on a job this weekend, I want you to work with me. Let me see you, see what your skills, see what you can bring. I find that a lot of DJs are really, really, really good at bullshit. I mean, artists are bullshit. And as a result, they will come to you and tell you how wonderful they are. I mean, let's face it, it's all, if you have personality and you're into this and you're willing to throw yourself in front of the crowd, you've got to be somebody who's willing to finagle, finesse a group of people. So they're good at doing it to you in an interview as well. So Robert's process Robert's process does weed through that. I'd like to talk to you more about the school and charging them. That's a cool way. But the fact is that for me, it's a gut feeling. I gotta like this person because I'm gonna have to be working with this person. They're gonna be representing me. So I interview them one-on-one, and it's not like I'm adding 15 DJs at any given point. I don't need to. But I'm looking for new talent. I'm actually looking for one or two new people when I look for new people. So I'm not trying to bring in a whole bunch of new people. Although, you know, again, his way, like he says, it's trickle-down economics here. You know, you start off with 40 people. By the time you're done with your school, you got 6 or 7 possible candidates, and then you can pick and choose from the best. So there works differently for everybody. For my way, it's interviewing one-on-one and then giving them the training that they need. The last hire that I had that needed training, I literally brought him out with me, come out, see me, come out, work with me rather, let me see what you can do, get on the microphone, try this, try that. I like a guy who can take the microphone and say, here, let me run that for you. Let me do the cake cutting.
Let me run that for you. Let me take the cake cutting. No, I'm just kidding.
So that's basically the way. If they can show they can do it and they have it, that means great. I can show them more things and I can tweak them to work the way I want. I'd rather mold somebody than have somebody completely come in and tell me this is how I do things. Now, some people will come to you and they're willing to learn and they're willing to be molded, and those are always the best candidates.
Here's a good question that comes up a lot, and whenever this question is posed on forums and blogs anywhere, it gets massive response, and that is, and Sean, I know you're doing gigs, you know, and emceeing and things. In terms of on the talent topic of acquiring talent, is DJing a young man's game? I'm in my late 40s, and I still do it. And you know, sometimes, believe me, when I'm loading up at 12:30 at night, I feel like I'm 100 years old. So, in terms of that, in terms of what you guys are looking for, what's your perspective on that topic?
Sitting down with Bobby Morgenstein about 2 years ago. Bobby's 50 years old. I'm 59. I know that my better days are ahead of me. I don't care what they say. I don't look 59. I don't act 59. No doubt. But my 13-year-olds, my sweet 16s, and everything else, they want all the young people out there. So what I have done now is they want the name. They want Big Daddy at their party. The adults. The kids want Big Daddy at their party because they've heard all about it. The people that get credit for every one of my events is my young guys. I train my young guys. I get I have 2 female MCs. We're working them, trying to work them in, and 2 younger guys. I have a dance troupe to die for. These guys, if you're doing bar mitzvahs, first thing, if you see your dancers, they're not doing the right thing. If you don't see your motivator, they are doing the right thing. They're out in the crowd and everything else. The question is it a young man's game? You're only as young as you feel. I do over 300 events a year. I have been doing over 300 events a year for the past 10 years. I do have my son who moves my equipment for me, which is a great thing because at the end of the night, I'm able to see the banquet manager and everybody else at the event. At the end of the night, I'm able to say hello to the family, thank you very much, everything else. When you'll know if this person is right for your company within 5 minutes of meeting. If they came in and think they're the king poop, See ya. They have to learn. I've been with my company for 21 years. Our company is celebrating our 40th anniversary this year. We are not just a DJ company. You, again, like I said before, you can't just be a DJ company because with modern technology, everybody and their mother can be a DJ. We do casinos, we do photo booths, we do graffiti walls, everything from soup to nuts, and live music. When I started in this business 21 years ago with this company, we were doing 80% band, 20% DJ. Flip that number around now, 84% DJ, 16% band. I am still doing the live feel at a lot of my events with a conga player, saxophone player, vocalist. But to get back to the original question, you're only as young as you feel, and getting the younger people to work and do it the way that you want them to without, they all are looking for money. They're all looking for the quick buck. The millennials are always looking for the quick way to get this. Guys, I'm still doing gigs for 150 bucks, 200 bucks. The more you get your name out there, the more they're going to see you. The more they see you, the more apt they are to book you. He does the same thing, he does the same thing. I'm sure the Mikey Mike does too. If I see one more post, well, I don't go out for any less than this. Ladies and gentlemen, that $350 or $150 is gonna put gas in my van, gonna pay my rent, pay my whatever. And guess what? The more you work, the more you dedicate yourself to this business, and you gotta let your young people know that you care. And again, 5 minutes after meeting these people, you'll know if they're for you. You definitely will. You want your rock stars, as Jeff says. We are rock stars. There's no doubt about it. But the rock stars in our business right now are our clients, because without them, we're nothing. So just remember, if these guys aren't willing to put the price, put the sweat in, put everything else in, it's not worth your time. The education this man puts in, how many multi-ops do we have in here right now? For those of you that are new multi-ops, that are thinking to expand into more, Randy said it this morning, get Mike Walters' book and DVD. A to Z, he should put out one. I've watched his training programs, it's amazing. You weed out those people. I've watched people getting weeded out, 40 people down to 2. It's painstaking, but those people could probably be the best you ever had. Because of all the time and energy, they're still standing at the end. If they're still standing at the end, they're good. They're gonna be there for you. My guys, my dance troupe right now that I have with me has been with me for 5 years. Each and every one of them, right now, the lowest person getting paid gets $250 a gig. They do not go near the buffet. Another post that I see, if I see one more time, I'm gonna choke. Do you get to eat at a gig? You're not paid to get fed. Eat beforehand, bring a protein bar, whatever the case may be. Kids, you're not, the guys that you bring up, they go near the buffet or ask for food or a cocktail hour, you're out. I fired 5 people on one event. 5. Because they cut in front of the bat mitzvah kid. Oh, that was a special day. That was a special day for me. Real special day for me. But there's rules and stuff. You guys have been doing this long enough. You aren't bosses for other people. To get your younger people in, it's gonna take a while. It really is. They're gonna drive you absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. But the ones that are worth it are worth the time and the energy.
Thank you, Sean. Our time is limited with these great guys, so I want to make sure I get to some questions out here. Do we have questions for these guys? Yes, sir.
When you start looking for someone, do you look more for attitude, or do you look more for skill, or do you look more for hard workiness? What is the main thing you look for?
I look for great attitude, hard working, all of that in the initial meeting night when we bring in everybody. I've had guys come in that were DJs for 10 years that got up bragging about themselves, and then I sat there with my co-teacher and we went straight. He's not invited. He's that fast. So it's like he said, we knew right off the bat which ones had a good attitude, which ones were humble. We look for everything. We look for the whole package. How do they look? How do they carry themselves? How do they dress? Did they show up on time? All of these things are very important.
What else?
I just want to say, I think this is a new reality TV show in the making called DJ Tank. Thank you for being so humble and taking your time out to do this. Robert, is that your name? Yeah. Quick question on your audition process. How long do the DJs, do they have a mix set? Do you give a time limit on the mix set, like 10, 15 minutes or so? And what do you look for in the mixing process?
I'm actually usually looking more for the MC than I am the DJ. I feel that it's hard to train personality. You either have it or you don't. So I'm kind of looking for that. I think the DJ part can be taught easier. So I will have DJs that have been nightclub DJs, that have been DJs all over the place. I'll pick a few of them. I'll say, bring your top case, and I'll have them set up 3 different top cases. And after I go through and have everyone do all the talking and talking on the mic, and someone might sing, whatever we do, at the end I'll have 2 or 3 of them mix. And what I'll do is I'll say to them, because a lot of them are young, or they've been a DJ for 10 years, and I'll say, here's what I want you to do. I want you to mix 10 songs from every different genre, starting from the 1950s to current. I don't want house mix, I don't want hip hop, I want all different genres. Start at 90 beats per minute and work your way up. And so I kind of put them on the spot. I might even say, start with this particular song. Start with Sweet Home Alabama or whatever, and then just go from there. And so it kind of trips out the club DJs that think they're really good. They're like, oh, they don't know what to do. So it's just kind of fun. No, I tell them to bring their own computer and their own top case to the audition.
And that's so important too, because with events like weddings, even bar and bar mitzvahs, the crowd is so mixed. You're not at a nightclub, so you're gonna have to play some stuff from the 50s and 60s and party favorites.
I want to just interject one thing in there. What Rob said is absolutely true. In addition to that, though, I just want you to know that you got to make sure the DJ understands the library is also very important. As I said, Robert, Mike went away, that if you provide them the library, because in my experience with auditions, a lot of DJs, when I did this, I did the same thing, by the way, and when I auditions, and I will do the same thing even on a one-on-one. And I'm finding that we're in a generation right now where there's a lot of DJs that beyond the last decade and a half don't really know the music. So to go back into the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, they don't even have it in their library, because that's not why they wanted to be a DJ. They wanted to be the DJ, especially like I said in South Florida, where they want to be the next EDM artist at a club or something like that. They're not looking to play anything that we need at events. So you need to coach them ahead of time on that, or give them the library. We have Serato and we have virtual DJ systems. So in our showroom, we've actually set up both systems for the few people that we've done these auditions for. Set up both systems. Okay, choose. Here's a computer set up. It's got a library in it. You can do a search. It's all optimized, ready to go. The entire 250,000 song library is on both the songs. You probably won't find anything that you won't find a hole in any of what we ask you to do. Everything you need is in there. And that way they don't have to depend on their own library, because we have found that they don't even know the music in some cases, which is a limitation when you try to give them the 50s and 10 songs. They just don't know the early stuff. And I've had some guys tell me that right up front. Oh, I only know this music. I don't know anything from like the 1970s or even the 1980s. And what shocks me is when it's guys like in his mid-30s. So.
And just to add to that, I'm 48 years old, and I find my challenge is the opposite. Is I'm constantly studying and trying to learn about the hot new stuff, especially not necessarily mainstream pop or dance. That's fairly easy. Where it gets challenging is EDM, and well, in South Florida, Latin music is a whole nother thing. So thanks to Jeff, I am learning that because I'm in South Florida with him. So, but it's flipped for somebody my age. You know, I can tell you anything about, you know, 60s, 70s, 80s, but, you know, can I tell the difference between Avicii and, you know, David Guetta or whoever, you know what I mean? And so it's a constant thing.
I know everybody has want to say, but I just want to say something. And I find it, first of all, easy to keep up with the latest stuff. I mean, promo only, they keep me intact with all that stuff. I listen to everything that comes in from promo only that we get every month. And we have 10 subscriptions that we get, 10 different series that we get. I listen to everything, even if it's just for a few seconds and stuff, so I can get a feel for it. But I do have a ear for music. That's probably why I'm into it. And I always pick those hits myself, personally, for my playing. Doesn't mean all the other guys do. But this is the important thing that I've started to discover. Going back, I'm forgetting some of those older classic songs that I knew so well and played them as they came out, as if they were today's songs back then. The song I knew, it was the hot track, whatever the song was of the day when I was DJing early. And then now I've got to go back and play an 80s set, let's say, and I'm like, oh crap, God, there's so much I played. What do I got to play? I play for this group. So you got to do your homework, and it starts coming to you. I mean, as a DJ, because it is in the back of your mind somewhere. But if you're not playing it at every event or frequently enough, you may forget. So you may have to do your homework. So there are tools, and those tools are available, online charts that you can get on your phones and things like that. That you can quickly put. Listen. The good thing about the old stuff is that there are no new hits from past years. Okay, there's 1981. Believe it, there's no new hit, there's no new addition to the top 100 of 1981. I promise you, it's never going to happen. So you can always go back.
Well, and this is interesting too, and this is a whole different topic that for me personally, I'd love to talk to everyone about. And coming from a lighting company, I sort of censor myself sometimes, but I love getting back to the topic of music. You know, it seems like, in the DJ community, we've gotten away from talking about music and discovering music together and figuring all this stuff out together. So that's a fascinating topic. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Hi. In regards to the DJ school, I'm looking to do that as well. Do you have any kind of non-compete that you do with them? And I understand you charge for the school. Do you have them come to jobs and pay them for those jobs that they come to? Or do they work those for free as well? How do you, if you don't mind explaining that?
In the state of California, non-competes do not hold up, so you can't do a non-compete. You can't have them fill out an agreement that they'll not share any of your trade secrets and things like that, so I do that. We get their money after we invite them in. After the first audition, the next week we get their money the first week of the school. Okay, we pay them for training. So once they start training, they get paid as an employee. So that starts. It could start within the first 2 weeks. Depends. I'll usually have a grade of 1 through 10 or 1 through 15, who I think are the top 10, and then I work the top 10 guys first, just to see kind of where they're at. And sometimes we think they have a good attitude, but they actually don't. We send them out with our trainers, and our trainers will go, oh, that guy got tired at the end of the night, he was complaining, his feet were sore, this and that. And so then we know that there could be a problem with that guy. And so that's kind of how we do it. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that I will look for DJs too. So like I had a guy last year that came in, that did the audition. He mixed everything from 1940s to current Spanish music, cumbia, salsa, merengue, you name it. He did it awesome. But he couldn't talk on the microphone at all during the audition. It was horrible on the mic. But as a DJ, he shined, so we started booking him on 2-man packages right away as a DJ. He was actually better than pretty much most of my DJs. And so my belief is you can get 3 to 5 new people every year. If someone does quit, move, or leave you, you're always set to go. It's kind of like training camp. That's the way I look at it. It's like football.
Excellent. Well, it's one more. We can take one more. Excellent. No, it's fine.
Do you guys, with the larger multi-op companies, do you allow your staff to work for other companies?
Sean says hell no.
It depends on, honestly. I mean, for the most part, if they're an employee, no. If they are a contractor and they come to us and they're talent and I feel like I can use their talent, it's a marriage of sorts. I mean, if you came to me and you said, listen, I'm a club DJ, but I like doing parties and I'm really interested. I have this situation right now. Has a residency at like 3 different places, and they're all weeknights. My weekends are free, and I'm yours for events, and I'm not going to compete with you for events, but I'm a club guy and has personality. This guy's really good. So great. Guess what? He can go out and get all the club gigs he wants, as long as I got him on the weekends and we have an arrangement. He does occasionally get a weekend request. The club might want him to come in and do a weekend, so he checks with me first. He says, hey, I'm getting requested for this, but see, the thing is, those tend to be out 3-4 weeks, so he knows. He turns them down unless he has an availability. There's a hole in his schedule, and then he says to me, hey, I might be put on something, so I get this club. Should I hold it for you? Is there a possibility, or should I do this? But for the most part, he's working for us every weekend. It's just that occasional. So yeah, I do. I mean, I don't. If it's an employee though, no, it's us. And we are allowed to have non-competes. Non-competes have to have certain limitations in Florida. Like you could say within 150 miles, of your office, they can't compete with you and things like that. But non-disclosures, which is kind of what Robert's saying they have over there, non-disclosures, so your proprietary information that can't be shared. But again, you can do that for employees. You can't do that for contractors. And it's how they're classified. I use a combination of employees and contractors, and I find sometimes the contractors are really on the up and up, and occasionally, they'll be with us for a few months and they're gone because I see that they're out there, promoting themselves at our parties. Hey, go visit my Facebook page and things like that. That's the death knell right there. Just send people to your Facebook page. No, you send them to our Facebook page, not yours.
I did jump in a little bit because I have a dance troupe, Justin. But hell no, yes, definitely. As far as my dance troupe goes, you can't keep them busy all the time. So I will lend my dancers to some of my friendly competitors. One of my best friends in the world is my direct competitor. If he needs dancers, of course they're going to get them. I have no problem with that. But if it's a DJ, we're supplying music, we're supplying the computer, he's not going anywhere. And I've had 3 guys try to do that. See ya. It's your time. It's your money. And if they, and of course, once they get that knowledge, that little bit of knowledge, they think they can do it on their own, they're going to try. Wish them well and see how long they last.
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. The guys are going to be around for a few minutes, and of course, we can talk to you one-on-one. Thank you so much to Mikey Mike, Jeff Green, Robert Arthur, Big Daddy Sean McKee, and thank you all. And here is Beth Weinstein.
The after party, folks. The after party. So, for those of you who have passes to come in, just make sure that you give me your passes. If you do not have a pass, please give me your business card. That's the price of entry. We have an open bar. We have catering in the back. Enjoy. Ask us about the lighting and ask any questions you want of any of our experts who are here today. Thank you so much. And thank you to Jeff Short, by the way, for putting together today's education, yesterday's education, and tomorrow's education. We have a full day of education tomorrow as well. So thank you so much for enjoying yourselves here, and I hope you've learned a lot.
Yeah, how does QFC, but I mean, how does QFC? Sure, we're not playing. You don't really like those. I love the games. I love the games. I would like